Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video on the channel today. I hope you guys enjoyed the last video. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot of videos like this. So as you can probably tell by the title and the background behind my green screen, we're going to do a quarterback tier list today. In my opinion, there's really nothing better than objectively ranking people and showing them their worth on a chart that you're going to post on Twitter. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing today with these men who make millions of dollars a year to play a sport that I didn't get past the high school level of. But hey, I'm not salty at all. But yeah, we're gonna go. We got the order right here of the starting quarterbacks from last year. We're gonna go ahead and rank them and put them in tiers. As you can see, I got the names of the tiers. I got Mahomes. Guess who's gonna be in that one? I got Bros Legit Him. That's for the guys who I think you can win a Super Bowl with, and the quarterbacks who I feel very good about if I am a fan of their team. TBH. These are guys that they're pretty good. You could be an upgrade. You could definitely do a lot worse. They're kind of like in the middle. Then you got the meh, not really excited, probably looking to upgrade if I'm with certain teams. Then you got stinky smelly. These are guys that are bad. You don't want these guys as your quarterback. And then you have ass, dog water, garbage, literal vomit. You'll see. There's only a few people that fall into this category, but you'll see who they are as we get into the list. Before we kind of get into it, guys, don't forget to subscribe. I mean, you want to. Just go ahead and get it done. Get it out of the way. I'll give you guys a few seconds to go ahead and do that for you if you want. All right, now back to the video. So we're going to go, I'm not going to go in order of the best to the, or the worst to the best, or the best to the worst. I'm going to go in order like this. I'm going to go snake order. So I'm going to snake around like this, end with Zach Wilson. Any guesses in the comments down below of where Zach Wilson's going to end up? But all right, let's go ahead. Start with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, right? I hate Aaron Rodgers. He's my least favorite football player probably ever. Can't stand him. But to be honest, bro's legit him. He's him. Two-time MVP, won a Super Bowl. Every year he crushes the Bears, which that's not much of an achievement these days, but it's still relevant. Bro's legit him. Now let's go to State Farm man. I'm sorry, not State Farm man. Progressive man, Baker Mayfield. I'm going to put him in stinky smelly. I know he kind of had a revival last year with the Rams. B had that long drive against the Raiders and beat them, but to be honest, bro, yeah, he's still stinky smelly. Like that doesn't take away his odor, right? He put on a little deodorant, but he still stinks. Carson Wentz. I am a Carson Wentz hater. I'm gonna be real. So he's also gonna go into stinky smelly. Man, Carson Wentz, talk about just falling off, man. I mean, when he was with the Eagles in 2017, he was a legit MVP candidate, and I thought that the future was bright for Carson Wentz, but boy was I wrong. I was at the Bears Commanders game this year on Thursday Night Football, which was probably one of the worst games all year, to be honest. I had really good seats though. One of the worst games all year. Carson Wentz was not much better. He contributed to that awful game. Dude just cannot complete a pass. It was bad. So I got a close and upfront view of how bad Carson Wentz is. I am not a Carson Wentz fanboy. They benched him, then they unbenched him, and it was a whole mess. So whatever. Carson Wentz, stinky smelly. Now we got Dakota Prescott, or AKA Dak Prescott by you casuals. I'm gonna put him in he-ite. He-ite. Nothing special. I don't think that he is a guy that you're gonna win a Super Bowl with. Or let me rephrase. I don't think he's a guy you win a Super Bowl because, but I don't think he really prohibits the Cowboys in any way. I do think he's getting overpaid slightly, and I do think that the Cowboys like him more than the rest of the league likes him. Oh my goodness, my phone is going off. Anyway, I don't think that he is a guy that the league likes as much as the Cowboys do, but he's right. I'm not gonna sit here and say he's a bad quarterback. I think he's pretty good. He has his moments. He has his bad moments, but I think overall, a lot of teams, if they had Dak Prescott, it would be an upgrade for them. So I had to put him in he-ite. Daniel Jones. Ooh, we're getting into our first kind of, I guess, interesting opinion. I think everybody would kind of agree with me on the first four that I did. Maybe you'd value Carson Wentz a little bit more, but I am not a Daniel Jones fanboy. I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. I am not a Daniel Jones fanboy. I think that he is one of the most overrated quarterbacks in the league. I think his free agency, he's gonna get overpaid up the ass, and I don't think that Daniel Jones is the guy. Daniel Jones, obviously you could say, oh well, he finally got a good coach. How much of that is just Brian Dable, and how much of that is Daniel Jones? I don't know. Excuse me. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that he meh. because he did have a great season. They did win a playoff game, so I can't say he's ass. But do I believe in Daniel Jones? Are you gonna catch me, buying a Daniel Jones jersey anytime soon? Fuck no. I do think that he's extremely overrated still. Davis Mills, don't need to spend too much time on it. Stinky smelly. Um, I mean, the Texans are probably going to take a quarterback second overall and or trade up for one. So I don't think that this is too hot of a take. He's a fourth rounder. He's on a terrible team, right? What do you want the guy to do? I don't have any personal beef with Davis Mills, but I don't think anybody out here is calling him an MVP or anything like that. Derek Carr, the impending free agent, Derek Carr. What's he? What is he? So to me, Derek Carr is the type of guy who can take you to the playoffs, but I don't think that he's the type of guy to win you a Super Bowl. So by that logic, he falls kind of into the Dak Prescott line. But to me, Derek Carr doesn't have any like special attributes that make him great to me. So I'm gonna put him at the bottom of Height because again, if you have Derek Carr, you're probably better than half the teams in the league in terms of quarterback. But is that a guy who is your long-term solution, and is that a guy who can take you to the promised land? Me thinks not. Okay, Deshaun Watson. I actually don't have the tier. I don't actually have the tier on here, but if I had a tier called criminal, he would be on there. But okay, so legality of him playing football aside, I want to talk about how he played last year. He was ass last year. He was straight up ass, and nothing made me smile harder. It was the only thing I wanted for Christmas, and Santa delivered. He was straight up dick water last year. What I will say though is, again, I can't slander him too much in that regard because first year with a new team, missed the first 10, 11 games of the year, so he only played like 6, 7 games. Was ass on Cleveland. Okay, cool. That was when the weather was bad. I get it. So this is partially based off of his time in Houston, or this is majority based off his time in Houston, but partially based off his time in Cleveland. I'm gonna put him in Height, but I'm gonna put him above Derek Carr, slightly below Dak because he's leaving a bad taste in my mouth. Sorry, I really should not have said that. He left me with a bad impression, and I think that he can easily go up to, because when he was in Houston, I mean, he was legit him. Like let's be real, he was legit him. But as of right now, he's in Height. Definitely has the potential to move up, and I definitely would put him above Derek Carr right now. But depending on what he does next year, he can either move down or move up. Right? Geno Smith, he's Himothy Johns, Himothy Chalamet. Anything you want to say about Geno Smith, I am for. Bro was a starter for 1 year, broke a bunch of Seattle franchise records. I think the league really saw how good, and part of it is like, okay, cool. They got good receivers. They have some good running backs. Their offensive line definitely improved. But bro, you gotta understand, before this year started, the Seahawks were projected to go like 3-14. Like I heard 2-15, right? So the fact that he came in and made the Pro Bowl, set franchise records, took the Seahawks to the Super Bowl, to the playoffs. It goes to show just how underrated Geno Smith was. There's a reason he won Comeback Player of the Year. Geno Smith, he's him, right? He is that guy. I hope the Seahawks re-sign him, even though they're probably not. I hope the Seahawks re-sign him because I really like Geno Smith going forward. I think he could be the answer for at least 5 years at quarterback. Jalen motherfucking Hurts. You got to know. Bro's legit him. Bro, he's legit him. I know you guys saw him in the Super Bowl. You guys have been watching him all year. Probably would have won MVP if he didn't get hurt the last 3-4 games of the year. Jalen Hurts is him. I've known it since he's been in Alabama. Y'all just caught up this year. That's fine though. But Jalen Hurts is him. He's a legit MVP caliber quarterback. Can not only take you to a Super Bowl, but apparently can score 4 touchdowns in it when he gets there. Jalen Hurts is a great guy. He's a great quarterback. And I love Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston is my guy. Okay, so next, Jameis Winston. Famous Jameis. Okay, excuse me, Makana, for incoming slander of your favorite quarterback, but I have to put him in meh, and I'm going to put him below Daniel Jones. Jameis Winston was the first overall pick coming out of Florida State, and I've never seen it with him, to be honest. And I understand he did have some really good moments when he was a Buccaneer, but I don't know, man. I just don't see it with Jameis. I don't see the hype. too many turnovers, too many dumb head scratching, boneheaded plays. If I could talk, that'd be great. Um, I just don't see it, and I don't think Jameis Winston's the guy. I think maybe he's a good backup if your quarterback gets hurt. Like I'm sure the Niners would have really appreciated having Jameis Winston as the backup or the third string this year. Um, they could have used him in the NFC Championship game, but I don't see him. I don't see him being a starter. I don't see him, doing anything significant. The Jameis Winston run in the NFL is over, unfortunately. I hate to break it to you, Jameis Winston stands, and he's cooked, for better or worse. Jared Goof, Jared Goof. I'm gonna say something. I just said with Deshaun Watson that like before this season he was in he's I, but he got bumped down because of his play. Before this year, Jared Goff was in meh. I'm gonna put him in he I. I'm gonna now he's not totally there yet, but dude was legitimately good this year. I would argue it was the best year of his career in Detroit. Now statistically speaking, it was obviously that one year with the Rams when they went to the Super Bowl, but in that year he had a better coach, better receivers, better everything, right? The Lions this year he was legitimately really good, and I think if the Lions want to rebuild, and if they already have their quarterback, that's very good. I think Jared Goff. I wouldn't necessarily say he won them a bunch of games last year, but he didn't lose them games, and he threw some very nice plays. He managed that offense very well with Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson's running it back, so I think Ben Johnson's great for Jared Goff's career. And as of right now, he's aight. Okay, Jimmy Garoppolo. Man, if this dude could play quarterback as much as he was looking good, I'm struggling to enunciate that joke, but you know what I'm saying. If he was as good at quarterback as he was handsome, then he would be an all-pro. He would be right up here in Mahomes' category. Let's just be real. But fortunately, good looks only take you so far as a quarterback, and he's going to be in meh. I will put him above Jameis Winston, though, because I do think that he has more experience. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't really know where I could put him because I almost want to put him in Stinky Smelly because I really don't think he's that good. You know, I might put him in Stinky Smelly because here's the thing, dude. How hard is it to run Shanahan's offense? It's very quarterback friendly, right? And he didn't do anything spectacular. He never made the 49ers better because of his play. And then there's shit like, him running out the back of his own end zone untouched. It's just, he's just not good. So, and to me, weak arm, isn't an elite processor. His accuracy is probably his best attribute. He's not exceptionally mobile. Yeah, I'll put him here. I'll put him right below Jameis. Joe Burrow, obviously, is him. Himmy Neutron, like I said with Geno. We all know he's him. We all know that he's great. He's a top 2 or 3 guy in this league, and honestly, I hate to do this, but I do kind of got to put him over Joe Burrow. I'm sorry, over Jalen Hurts. Joe Burrow, he's that guy, right? And as every girl who's ever been on TikTok will tell you, he is good looking as well. Other than Jimmy Garoppolo, his handsomeness does contribute to his quarterback play, but has taken the Bengals to the AFC Championship game 2 straight years. Is putting up MVP numbers. I hope for his sake that the Bengals re-sign T. Higgins. I think that is going to be a huge detriment if he doesn't have his second best receiver. Not that I'm saying he's a T. Higgins merchant, but I think T. Higgins would definitely help him very much. You gotta understand, guys. The Bengals organization they have not had playoff success for a long time. So the fact that he's taken the Bengals to 2 straight AFC Championship games is astonishing. Like that's fantastic. That's amazing. He is the savior that they needed him to be. Everything he's built up to be. It's kind of rare that like a first overall pick is the guy, and it's just like, okay, like this is legitimately like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Didn't happen with our boy Jameis over here, unfortunately. Didn't really happen with our boy Jared Goof over here, unfortunately. But didn't really happen with Baker Mayfield right here, unfortunately. It did happen with Joe Burrow. So the Bengals are very lucky for that. Next, Josh Allen, obviously, is also him. I do think Josh Allen is getting a bit overrated because he, there have been times last year. I don't think anybody's saying that right now, but there were times last year where people were saying that he's better than Mahomes or he's the best quarterback. He's not. He is, I think, limited. He does suffer from the occasional I can make every throw, I can fit it in every window type of throw, and he is prone to a lot of interceptions that Burrow and Mahomes are not privy to. So he does kind of have that Favre-esque risk reward to him. Let's hope that he doesn't steal millions of dollars from the state of Mississippi, however, when he's retired. But I do think the good definitely outweighs the bad. Um, but let's take an example for that Dolphins playoff game. The Bills could have easily lost that game because of Josh Allen's recklessness. So we'll have to see where that takes him. But I think freak athlete. He can run all over the field. He can make he can make every throw. Sometimes he shouldn't, but he can make every throw. Um, Josh Allen he's that guy. He is that guy for sure. Justin Fields, I'm gonna put him in Height, because to me he has a lot of potential and he's had a lot of great moments, but he's not there yet, right? He's not that guy yet. He can be legit him, but he's not yet. Okay. Justin Herbert, we already know, bro's legit him. The discourse around Justin Herbert is kind of funny to me, unfortunately, because I think a lot of media outlets hate him. Samuel Acho. I think he's a really good quarterback. Now, do I think that he is anywhere near Mahomes, Burrow? No, but I don't want to say anywhere near. I don't think he's in the range yet, but I think he can get there. And I think that he's a very good quarterback and capable of taking the Chargers where they want to go. The Chargers are going to charger and they're going to get in their own way, regardless of what he does. But he's capable of taking the Chargers or whatever team he's on there. I've seen it reported that he's about to sign a $50 million extension. Well deserved, my friend. So there you go. Kenny Pickett. I'm going to put Kenny Pickett in meh. But I'm going to put him at the top of meh because I did like what I saw last year from him. And to me, he does give me the vibes of a guy who's going to be him, or he's going to be he kind of gives me the Dak Prescott vibes a little bit. But he's meh. Good. He didn't start the whole year last year for the Steelers. Had a good rookie year though when he did play. Led them to some impressive victories, and the moment was never too big for him. So that's a really good thing for a quarterback. Kirk Cousins, I'm gonna go Height, but I'm gonna put him at the top of Height, next to Dak. I think Dak Prescott and Kirk Cousins are virtually the same quarterback. You have games where they look like MVPs, or you have 2-3 game stretches where they look like the MVP of the league, and then the bright lights come on, and the stadium gets dark, and he's a shadow of himself, or in the playoffs or whatever. Kirk to me that narrative is a bit overplayed, but I think it still runs true that he doesn't turn it up a notch when it's the bright lights. But again, you have him at 12 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon. He's going to be peak, Joe Montana, peak Tom Brady. So, definitely Height. Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is very interesting to me. There's a part of me that wants to put him, bro's legit him. There's part of me that wants to put him in meh. There's part of me that wants to put him in Height. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to put him in the middle of Height. What I love about Kyler is his twitchiness, his athletic ability, his arm. I love his arm. What I don't like about Kyler is pretty much everything else. I think Kyler's a brat. I think Kyler isn't coachable. I don't think he's fully bought in. I don't think he's a good leader. So a lot of those intangibles that he has are not very good. I think the athletic and the physical tools obviously are second to none. He is fantastic. If you want to think about Kyler in a comparison, think about him like the anti-Derek Carr. Derek Carr doesn't have very many special physical tools, isn't a great athlete, can't throw the ball, 60, 70 yards, wasn't taken 4th overall by the Oakland Athletics in the MLB draft. But Derek Carr's a great leader. He buys in. He is loved by his teammates, everything like that. So I think Kyler, again, better on the physical side, but not as much on the leadership side. For my boy Lamar Jackson, cannot say the same for him. I'm going to have to put him in bro's legit him. I'm going to put him above Aaron Rodgers because fuck Aaron Rodgers. Bro's legit him. I love Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson's great. I don't understand why people hate on Lamar Jackson. He is fantastic. He's an MVP. He is the best athlete in terms of the quarterback position that we've ever seen. And bro is going to get paid. Is it going to be by the Ravens? I'm not sure. But he is going to get his money, and he deserves his money. He's going to get paid. So very, very happy to see Lamar. Lamar is a guy you can go very far with. Love to see Lamar. Next, we got Mac Jones. Meh. I'm going to put him above Jameis Winston. Mac Jones he's okay. He's, what do you want me to say about Mac Jones? He's nothing really too special. Not worthy of being the 15th overall pick, but not necessarily a bust. It's kind of a catch-22 there. Marcus Mariota. Stinky smelly. He's not good. Why do you guys think he's a good quarterback? He's not. Watch his film last year. He's awful. He's atrocious. Cannot play quarterback in the NFL. I'm sorry. I'm I might put him in ass dog water, garbage, little vomit. Yeah, we do have our first just putrid quarterback. Matthew Stafford. Ooh, this is gonna be a controversial, but I'm gonna put him in meh. All right, I'm gonna put him at the top of meh. Um, I don't like Matthew Stafford, um, but he did have a great year. Not last year, the previous year when they won the Super Bowl and won them MVP. He did seem to be the missing link that the Rams had, but going forward, especially like with this elbow injury, with the other injuries he was having, I heard he had like a spinal thing. Ugh, you know, his team's banged up. I don't know about Matthew Stafford going forward. So yeah, Mahomes obviously goes into the Mahomes, your best quarterback in the league. Just won MVP, just won Super Bowl MVP, just won the Super Bowl. Especially after they traded his top receiver. There's nothing much to be said. Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league, and if you don't think that, you don't know ball. Unfortunately, Russell Wilson, he's I'm gonna put him right here. Now, before you go into the comment section, bitching at me and saying I'm a Seahawks bias, Russell Wilson will be fine, guys. He will be fine. He had a bad year with Nathaniel Hackett. Nathaniel Hackett's a bad coach. Don't sell all your Russell Wilson stock because of one bad season. That's what I'm gonna say. He's proven out of the 11 years of his career, 10 of them he's been great. One of them he was really bad with a new team, new coach, who ended up being fired before the season ended. Don't sell your Russell Wilson stock. Ryan Tannehill. I'm going to make an adjustment here. I'm going to put Ryan Tannehill at the end of Matt. I'm going to put Jimmy at the top of Stinky Smelly. Kind of in that same tier where it's just like, the guy's just not that good. He's just not that good. He's a Derrick Henry merchant, unfortunately. And that's the reason why. Ass, dog water, garbage, little vomit. Right now only has Marcus Mariota. And Stinky Smelly has about 3 or 4 guys. I'm going to put him just at the edge of meh. Sam Ehlinger, he's Stinky Smelly above Davis Mills. I don't really think he should have been the starter this year. Kind of was just thrown into an unfortunate spot. So I'm not gonna shit on the guy. I think he tried really hard, but unfortunately he's no starting quarterback just yet. Tom Brady. Tom Brady's obviously him. We know this. He is retired right now, unfortunately. So I might take him off the list, but the GOAT still had a great year last year. Was not the reason the Buccaneers sucked. Yada yada yada. Trevor Lawrence. I can't say that he's him just yet, but I'm gonna put him at he's aight. He's aight. I'm gonna put him at the top of he's aight. Really turned it around last year. Had a great comeback in the playoff game. I need a little bit more. I need to see a little bit more from Trevor Lawrence. Is what I'm trying to say. Actually, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. Controversial. I'm gonna put Trevor Lawrence and he's aight. I'm gonna put Trevor Lawrence and Bro's legit him and Aaron Rodgers and he's aight. And the reason I'm gonna do that is because Aaron Rodgers' future is uncertain, and I think Aaron Rodgers is a weirdo. And yeah. Last two. Tua Tagovailoa, my boy. He's aight. He's a little bit. I think Tua's very overrated by a lot and very underrated by many. He's a good quarterback. Not great, not bad, not awful, not amazing, not an MVP. He's good. He's okay. He's probably top 10 to 15 range. So that's Tua. And then for Zach Wilson, ass, dog water, garbage, little vomit, stop having sex with your mom's friends and watch some film. That's how I feel about Zach Wilson. This is my quarterback tier list. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys want to see more tier list videos? I actually really enjoyed doing this one, so I will be sure to do those for you if you guys want. But let me know what you think down below. And who's we? Man. My mental disorder acting up, guys. Sorry. I will see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.